Okay, tutorial number 5, the main subject logarithm and exponential function and application. This is the main subject. We will study the exponential function, how can find the differentiation of exponential function, and we study the logarithm function, how can derivative linear x and logarithm function. Also, we have some probabilities of the logarithmic function, and how can find the derivative using the linear x for specific functions. Also, we have a very important function, exponential function, about growth and decay. Also, we can apply this in many applications or example in our life. Okay, firstly, the exponential function. Exponential function means the f of x to the equal number to the power x. For example, if we have f of x and the f of x equal number, for example b from base, and exponent kx. Look at this, the exponential function. X in the exponent, not in the base, in exponent, okay? Or maybe rewrite that by y equal b to the power kx, okay? Here, b must be greater than 0. Also, b must be not equal 1, because b 1 to the power any power kx equal 1. So this is constant function, not exponential function. And b must be positive, because if we have, for example, negative and power, we have a fraction in the power with denominator even, زوجي, so we have undefined exponential function. Okay, the exponential function in general, we have two ways to draw or sketch the exponential function. Someone increasing from x minus infinity to infinity, and we have y-intercept at 0, 1. This is the y equal bx, b to the power x, and it'll be here greater than 1. Greater than 1 and positive and above the 1. If we have b less than 1, and from 0 to 1, we have decreasing exponential function, decreasing. Okay, and we have y-intercept at 0, 1, and y equal b to the power x will be here greater than 0 but less than 1. Okay, this is example about the exponential function. Y equal 3, 2, half, 3 over 2 to the power x, or to the power 2x, or to the power minus x. No problem. K here, real number. Okay, real number, but k not equal 0, because 0 to the power multiply x, we have power 0. So we have b to the power 0, we have 1 constant. Okay, now this is already discussed, this properties of exponential exponent. If we have two base, we have the same base and different power, so in multiply we can add the power. In the division we can subtract the power. Look at this, addition the power, the exponent. If we have the same base and multiplication, the same base with division, we have subtract. Okay, and if we have negative exponent, so this is we can convert to the positive exponent by change the position of the base from numerator to denominators. Okay, if we have power to the power, we can multiply the two powers, y multiply x. Now we can distribute also the x in exponent on the a and b in case multiplication or in case division. Okay, we can distribute the exponent if we have brackets all to the power x, for example, and we can distribute the x in the multiplication. But don't forget, we cannot distribute the x or the exponent in case addition or subtraction. Okay, so this is not equal. This is not equal. Okay, don't forget that. Look at this example. Write each of the function in the form 2 to the power kx and 3 to the power kx. So we have a and b. This is, we want to convert this one as 3 to the power kx, and we need to convert this formula in the 2 to the power kx. Okay, now look at 81. 81, this is 3 to the power 4. So this is 3 to the power 4. We can raise this is two numerators by change the what? By change the sign of exponent. So we have 3 to the power 4. After rising to the numerator, this is equal 3 to the power negative 4. Now we have two powers, power to power. After simplify, we can multiply the two powers. We have 3 to the power negative 2x, negative 2x, because we have minus 4x over 2. This is negative 2x. Now the second one, this is, we have the same base with multiplication. So this is 2 to the power 1 and 2 to the power negative x. We can add the two exponent. We have 1 minus x. Okay, this is the new power. So we have 5x plus 1. We have the another exponent 1 minus x with the same base. In the division, in case the division, we must subtract the exponent in numerators minus exponent in denominators. Okay, so we have, look at this, 5x, this is the power, 5x plus 1 minus 1 plus x. So x plus 5x, we have 6x, and we have 1 minus 1, this is 0. So we convert the expression as 2 to the power 6x. Any question? Any question? Okay, Shaima, you asked me about what? Sorry, about this one. 0, 1. Yeah, 0, 1. This is the x and y intercept. Okay, if we have increasing, so the b greater than 1. If we have decreasing, or we have b from 0 to 1, we have decreasing. At 0 or at 1, this is not increase and not decrease. This is constant. Okay. Okay. Look at this. Y to the power 5x, and we have here, look at this one, for example, y to the power 5x, because the b, this is the b, okay, b to the power x, b equal 5, so this is greater than 1, so we have increasing function. Look at the curve in parallel. We have 0.5, 0.5. This is 0.5. So we have B equal 1 over 2. This is between 0 and 1. So we have decreasing function. Yeah, K can be negative, no problem. This is the K can be negative. I mentioned about that. Look at K. K can be R, but not equal 0. Okay, yeah, I mean Sarah. If we have, for example, if we have function f of x, this is equal 2 to the power x, we can have g exponential function 2 to the power negative x. Negative x mean, what's the meaning negative x? This is means 1 over 2 to the power x. Okay, this is the same value. Okay, because after raising the x, 2 to the power 1 to the numerators, we have 2 to the power negative 1. Multiply 2 exponents, so we have negative x. So the coefficient of x can be negative. Okay, what's the difference if we draw this two function f and g? The different 2 to the power x increasing. This is the 2 to the power x. But this is reflect on the y-axis, we have 2 to the power negative x. Okay, this is the difference between f of x and g of x. Okay, Sarah? Look at this, y to the power, y equal b to the power x. The y-intercept, this is equal 0, 1. Okay, y-intercept point. And it'll be from 0 to 1 decreasing function. Look at this. If we have b from 0 to 1, if we have b greater than 1, so we have increasing function. Okay, any question? Any question? If we can also find the exponent expression in the equation. So we have here 5 to the power x in our equation. Okay, how can solve it? 5 to the power x or any b to the power x, this is impossible equal 0. b to the power x, this is impossible equal 0. Okay, any value substitute in the x, any number, any real number substitute in the x, we have number not equal 0. Okay, look at this equation. We can take 5 to the power x as common factor. So we have from the first term we have 2 minus 3x. Okay, from the second term we have plus 4. This is equal what? Equal 0. After simplify, we have 5 to the power x, and inside the brackets we have 2 plus 4, 6 minus 3x equal 0. So we have two options. 5 to the power x equals 0 or 6 minus 3x equal 0. But from our properties of the exponential function, this is impossible. Can find the value of x as exponent of 5 and the result equals 0? Cannot. Okay. Now we have 3x equals 6. By divide by 3, we have x equal what? 2. So we have one value solving this equation. Okay, the solution of this equation. Any question? هنا في عندي معادلة والمعادلة احتوت على عبارة أسية زي مثلا 5 to the power x. أخذنا ال 5 please mute your mic. Please mute your mic. أخذنا 5 to the power x as common factor كعامل مشترك. فعندنا أصبح 2 option. عندنا خيارين، إما 5 to the power x 0 أو اللي داخل القوس 0. 5 to the power x مستحيل تساوي صفر. أوكي، مستحيل تكون صفر. هذه الخاصية مهمة. b to the power x مستحيل انها تساوي صفر. الان اذا عندي الخيار الثاني 3x equal 6 بعد ما نقسم على 3 so we have x equal 2. Please mute your mic.
ان شاء الله اموركم تمام.
طيب الطالب عالية فتح مايكك، ورجاء يعني أي واحد طالب يدخل جديد ينتبه للمايك تبعه قبل ما يكمل حديث أو يعمل أي شيء في جواله. ممكن يعمل معك إنه يفك الميوت للمايك، فرجاء يعني نكون حذرين يعني أثناء لأن اللقاءات مسجلة، ونكون يعني قدر الإمكان نحافظ على الخصوصية. أوكي. Now the number E. The number E. E هو E is irrational function equal what? This is the E. E equal, this is the symbol for the number 2.71828182. This is irrational number. So this is after decimal point we have random number to infinity. Random number to infinity. Okay. So if we replace the b f of x exponential function in general b to the power x, if b in case b equal e, so we have f of x equal e to the power x. Okay, just the e, this is number. Okay, the e number. Okay, now we now study how can a derivative b to the power x or e to the power x. Now I need the new slide, empty slide. Wait. Look. If we need a derivative f of x, this is equal e to the power x, the derivative, the first derivative of f equal e to the power x. This is the same. The derivative of e to the power x equal e to the power x. Okay, this is in case what? In case the base equal e and the coefficient of x equal 1. The coefficient of x equal 1. E to the power x. Okay, if we have b to the power x, if we have b to the power x, this is the same, but we have must multiply the derivative by ln lb, and the ln, this is logarithm. We study this inshallah yani in this lecture. What's the meaning of ln and logarithm? But we have ln lb. Okay. Now, why this is different? Why we not put it ln e? Because e number, b number. Why not multiply by ln le? Why not put it e to the power x multiply ln le? I'm waiting your answer. No. shame no. هذا مش هيك الاشتقاق. We cannot derivative and consider the x as number. This is x in exponent, not in the base. Okay. ياسمين يعني أقرب، هو ما بلغي، يعني هي مش فكرة إنه يلغي. Because لن الإي this is the not لن الإي equal 1. So we already multiply by لن الإي, but لن الإي equal what? Equal 1. So multiply by 1, we can remove it. Okay. Okay. الأقرب الجواب اللي هي ياسمين. Okay, now some example about the derivative of exponential function. Example: find f prime of the x if we have number 1 f of x equal 5 e to the power x, number 2 f of x equal minus 3 6 to the power x, number 3 f of x equal radical ex, number 4 f of x equal x plus ex all to the power 3, like this. We need to find the derivative, the first derivative of 4 exercise. Okay. Okay, the first one, f prime of x equal 5, yes, Shema, e to the power x. The same, because we have 5. If we have constant like 5 multiplied by any function, so still 5, and derivative the function. We have the function e to the power x. What's the derivative e to the power x? E to the power x. Okay. Now, the second one, also we have minus 3, 6 to the power x, but must be multiplied by ln x. Must be multiplied by ln x. Okay. This is like this. Okay. This is not negative 36, negative 3 multiplied by 6 to the power x. Okay. Now, if we have radical, the derivative inside the radical, e to the power x over 2 multiply the same radical, e to the power x. ما في مشكلة يا شيماء، أنا يعني غلط مني، لازم أحط أقواس أو أحط علامة ضرب، لأن خطأ مني. أما بهذا الشكل وضحت إن شاء الله. هنا f برايم equal 3 multiply by the brackets, the same brackets with the new power 2. Now we need to find the derivative inside the brackets. What the derivative of x? We have 1. What the derivative of e to the power x? E to the power x. Okay. Any question? طيب دعاء، ما بصير ننزل الاكس نضربها مع الفايف مثل الاشتقاق؟ لا، هذاك في فرق. هذاك إذا كان x to the power number. أوكي يا دعاء، الآن انعكس الأمر، صار number to the power x، لها قانون تختلف. أوكي، في فرق بيناتهم، ما بنعملهم نفس الشيء. Any question? المثال ثالث خالص شو المشكلة؟ نشتق ما داخل الجذر مشتقة ال EX على 2 ضرب الجذر. ممكن إذا بدنا نبسطها بنخليها الجذر EX على 2 بهذا الشكل. أوكي يا مين سألني؟ يا شيماء. دكتور, this example just for E. Yes, for E and we have B to the power and example number 2 يا سارة. Example number 2 we have not E, we have 6 to the power X. Okay, so this is mixed between E and number. Okay. More example about this. Example, find y prime for what? Number 1, y equal 5x squared plus 2x to e to the power x minus 3. Number 2, y equal 6 x to the power 3 e to the power x minus 5 e to the power x. Number 3, y equal radical x squared minus 5 to the power x. Number 4, y equal radical x minus 3e to the power x all to the power 4. Now, the y prime equal, what's the derivative of 5x squared? We have 10x plus 2 multiply e to the power x. This is equal 2 multiply e to the power x because the derivative e to the power x, e to the power x. This is the same. Minus 3 equals 0. Okay? Good. Yeah, shame. Y to the y prime for the second. We have here multiplication. So we must apply the product rules. The product rule. Okay? We have 6x to the power 3 multiply e to the power x. So we must find the derivative of the first, multiply the second, plus the first multiply the derivative of the second. Okay, so the derivative of the first, we have 18x to the power 2 multiply the second, plus the first as it is 6x to the power 3 and the derivative of e to the power x, e to the power x, minus 5 multiply e to the power x, 5 multiply e to the power x, like this. Okay, any question? Number 3, if we have radical, this is the denominators to multiply the same roots. In numerators, we must find the derivative inside the roots or the radical. X squared, we have 2x, minus 5 to the power x, we have minus 5 to the power x, but must be multiplied by what? Ln what? Ln L5. Last one, we have brackets of the exponent. Now for the exponent, multiply by the same brackets, new power, to the power 4, the derivative of brackets inside the brackets radical x equal 1 over 2 radical x minus 3e to the power x. Okay. Any question؟ سارة ليش حطينا زائد ونزلناها مثل ما هي بعد ما اشتقينا؟ وين إذا قصدك على الثاني، لأنه إحنا البرودكت نشتق الأول. لما كيف نشتق مثلا 6x to the power 3 e to the power x، نعتبر هذا الأول وهذا الثاني، صح ولا لا؟ فشو بنعمل؟ نشتق الأول ومنثبت الثاني، صح؟ زائد من القانون زائد. الآن العكس، هنقول اللي بنشتقه الثاني، فهو والأول ماله منثبته، يعني نعتبر هذا الأول ونعتبر هذا الثاني. هنا اشتقينا الأول، أما الثاني ثبتناه. هنا الأول ثبتناه واشتقينا الثاني، وهذا من أهم الأمور اللي أخذناها في chapter أو tutorial 4. أوكي. نعم، لما يكون ضرب، يعني هذه القوانين يعني لازم تراجعوها قبل ما تيجوا عندي، لازم. يعني مثلا سؤال سارة، سارة واضح انه مش داري في هذا القانون، حتى لو نسيته. انا ليش اقول يعني حتى لو هذا مش عذر انه نسيته، لو شرحته انا في هذه المحاضرة ما في مشكلة، اما شرحته المحاضرة الماضية ما في عذر تنسوا. هذه قوانين لازم تراجعها قبل ما تدخل عند المحاضرة، ما تتجاوز إعادة. خلينا نحكي تعمل ريفيو هيك سريع، مراجعة سريعة، ما تتجاوز، خلينا نحكي إذا ملخص القوانين ما تتجاوز 10-15 دقيقة. أوكي، يا ريت يعني نهتم بهذه الأمور. طيب، look at this. Find the equation of the tangent line. If we need to find the tangent line in general, we must have the point. This is the point. This is good. Okay, this is ready. And we must find the slope to find the equation of the tangent line. Okay, so if we need to write the tangent line, must we have the point and the slope. Point already given, but the slope we find it by the derivative. So the y prime equal, this is a fraction, so we apply what? The quotient rules. The quotient rules, because we have numerator and denominators. Okay, the quotient rule equal, sorry, the quotient rule equal, we have a fraction, denominators square x plus e to the power x square. Okay, and in numerators the derivative of numerators ex multiplied by denominators x plus ex minus, from the quotient rule, this is minus the numerators as it is, and the derivative of denominators 1 plus ex. Okay, this is the derivative of y prime in case what? In case we have the fraction. نعم، طرح ممتاز يا دعاء. الآن if we need to find the slope equal what? The slope equal what? Y prime, and substitute x equal 0 and y equal 1. So we have e to the power x يعني e to the power 0 and x plus e to the power x and 0 plus e to the power 0 minus e to the power 0 1 plus e to the power 0. Substitute the x 0 over 0 plus e to the power 0 square. So we have e to the power 0 1 multiply 0 plus e to the power 0 1 1 multiply 1 1 minus we have 1 plus e to the power 0 1 2 2 multiply 1 2 over 1 square 1. So we have negative 1. So the slope m equal negative 1. Now we have a slope negative 1 and we have x1 and y1 0 1. So we can write the equation of the tangent line directly. Y minus 1 equal the slope x minus x1 0. So we have y equal negative x plus 1. This is the tangent line. So the main step or important steps in the derivative. Okay, any question? Any question? e to the power 0 1 يا مين رنا عفوا عبد القادر e to the power 0 1 plus e to the power 0 هذا ال e to the power 0 1 وعندي 1 و e to the power 0 1 1 multiply 2 2 واضحة يا عبد القادر. You can use the calculator also. 1 minus 2 how? Got it? عوضوا e to the power 0 1 رقم هو 2 ال e هو 2.7 like this. Okay, any number to the power 0 1 عوضوا e to the power 0 replaced by 1 you can get it 1 minus 1 over 1. Okay, any question? This is the derivative and this is to find the slope. After that write the equation of the tangent line. Now we have another function. Maybe we have f of x e to the power g of x, okay, or b to the power g of x. So how can derivative e to the power g of x? The last rules e to the power x only, الباور x with coefficient 1 without x multiply any number or x inside the radical, or we have x square in exponent or radical x or 2x for example. Okay, so we need to learn how can derivative, for example, e to the power 2x, e to the power negative x, e to the power 3x square, e to the power 5x minus 1, e to the power radical x, or any power in the x, for example 1 over x also. Okay, now we need to learn how can derivative this one or b to the power gx. Now sorry, I insert empty slide. So we have another rules. If we have f of x equal e to the power g of x, the derivative equal, the first derivative equal, this is the same exponent, okay, multiply by what? By the derivative of exponent, okay, derivative of exponent, also like this. Also we can put it the derivative of exponent first and multiply by e to the power g of x as it is. So the derivative of e to the power g of x, we have e to the power g of x, the same power, the same base, but must be multiplied by the derivative of what? Of exponent, the derivative of exponent, okay. Also if we have the b to the power g of x, also the first derivative equal what? Equal the derivative of exponent multiplied by b to the power g of x, but the different what? Must be multiplied by ln lb. Don't forget, if we have another number, not e, so must be multiplied by ln lb, okay. Now, for example, find the f prime of x if number 1 f of x equal e to the power minus 4x square, number 2 f of x equal 6 to the power radical x, like this. Now the derivative of the first function, this is equal what? What's the derivative of exponent? The derivative of exponent minus 8x multiplied by the e with the same power, without change, the same power, e with the same power, okay, but this is multiplied by the derivative of exponent, okay. Now the second function, this is equal what? What's the derivative of radical x? This is equal 1 over 2 radical x multiplied by the same exponent and the same base, but multiplied by ln البيس, ln 6, okay. Any question؟ دعاء نقدر تطلع الأجوبة لهذه بالحاسبة؟ لا، ما بتطلع بالحاسبة بتطلع إذا كان في تعويض، أوكي. يعني ممكن نطلع سلوب الحاسبة لازم يكون فانكشن، أوكي، أما بالسلوب لأنه في substitute the value of x، أوكي. من وين أجت السالب 8 يا مها هيك زعلتوني يعني. شو اللي ديريفاتيف لماينس 4x سكوير يا مها؟ إن تقريبا من السكند شابتر نضرب التو، لأنه بدنا نشتقها احنا، صح؟ بدنا نشتق الأس. شو يعني نشتق؟ هذا الأس كامل، لأنه حسب القانون. شوف يا مها، هذا الجي اكس شو بنسوي فيه الجي اكس لما بننزل مشتقته، ما بننزله مثل ما هو، اوكي. ف نضربه بيصير ماينس 8 اكس والأس الجديد 1. أتمنى انه يكون واضح. ايه صح. لا ما في داعي للأسف، يعني احنا لكن نحاول قدر الإمكان يعني كل ما راجعنا القوانين السابقة كل ما كثرنا أمثلة وأنتم فهمتوا أكثر يعني تعمقتوا بالمواضيع أكثر يعني صرتوا تمشوا معي أكثر. أوكي طيب نأخذ مثال آخر. find f prime of x equal f of x equal 2x. بنحط ليفل عالي شوي بس يعني عشان نتعود على خلينا نحكي جميع السهل والصعب. e to the power 3x minus 1 minus radical e to the power 2x. Number 2 f of x equal e to the power 1 minus 3x all to the power 2. عندي هنا exponent of the exponent. Number 3 f of x equal radical 6 e to the power x square minus 3 to the power negative x. Okay. Now f prime of x equal, here we have a product. We have 2x multiplied by e to the power 3x minus 1. So we must apply what? Apply the product rules. Now, so we have the first and the second. How can find the derivative? The derivative of the first, we have 2 multiplied by the second, 3x minus 1 plus the first, this is 2x multiplied by the derivative of the second. What's the derivative of the second? We have exponential with power 3x minus 1. What's the derivative of the power 3? And we have e to the power 3x minus 1. So this is the derivative of the second. This is the derivative of the first. Okay. Now continue. Minus. What's the derivative of the radical? The radical equal fraction over 2 the same roots, and the in numerators we must find the derivative inside the roots. What's the derivative inside the root? We have 2 e to the power 2x, because the derivative of exponent 2x equal 2 multiplied by the same exponential function e to the power 2x. Any question? Here we can simplify this one. If we need simplify, wait, to simplify, just put it the small fraction and 2 e to the power 2x. Okay, if we need doing more simplify, the first one, this is as it is, 2 e to the power 3x minus 1. We can multiply 3 with 2, so we have plus 6x e to the power 3x minus 1. And this is the fraction. We can remove 2 with 2. this is equal minus e to the power 2x over radical e to the power 2x, like this. Okay, also we can put it, this is radical e to the power 2x, like this. Also we can remove the radical with the square, so we have only e to the power x. Okay, so we have many simplify. Any question? Okay, the second, f prime of x equal the derivative of exponent, but in exponent we have brackets to the power 2. So we have 2 multiplied by the same brackets with power 1 and multiply by inside the roots, the derivative inside the inside the brackets. Now this is e to the power 1 minus 3x squared. Okay, if we need more simplify, we can put it like this. We have minus 6 multiplied by 1 minus 3x e to the power 1 minus 3x squared, like this. Also we can put it negative 6 inside the brackets. Okay, اوكي عندي اسئله، يعني 2 راح مع 2 وظل بس x في اول سؤال. ال 2 راح مع 2 ظل e to the power 2x على جذر e to the power 2x، وهذه شو تساوي لي؟ جذر e to the power 2x، السكوير مع الجذر بروح ظل e to the power x بهذا الشكل. اوكي دكتور، في الاولى كيف طلعت e to the power x بهذا الشكل؟ لاحظوا انتم من هنا بامكاننا نلغي ال2 مع الجذر، صح؟ لانه تربيع. شو يعني e to the power 2x؟ هذه تساوي e to the power x الكل تربيع، تمام؟ لانه عندي اكسبوننت لاكسبوننت، فالتربيع راح مع الجذر. شو الناتج؟ اي اكس. فعليا هذه اي اكس. شو مشتقة الاي اكس؟ راح تطلع اي اكس. اوكي، طيب بس في عندي الجذر هنا، نرجعه قبل ما انسى. و2 عندي. طيب continue. الآن f prime equal, if we have the roots, this is equal what? 2 multiplied by the same roots, 6 e to the power x square minus 3 to the power negative x. Now, in numerators, derivative inside the roots. This is equal what? The derivative of x square 2x. 2x multiply 6, so we have 12x multiplied by the same exponential. Okay. Now, the derivative of negative x, we have negative 1. Negative 1 multiply negative 3, we have positive 3. Multiply by what? Multiply by 3 to the power negative x. But we must multiply also by ln L3. Okay. Sorry, this is no need. This is 3 to the power negative x. Negative, derivative of negative x, negative 1 multiplied by what? Negative 1, so we have positive. And put it the exponential 3 to the power negative x and multiply by the lineal base. This means lineal 3. Okay, any question؟ طيب ممكن تعيدها دكتور؟ أني يا تركي أي واحد 1 2 3 حدد. Any question؟ الأولى كيف طلع في الأخير e to the power؟ ما حكيناها يا كم مرة بدي أعيدها؟ تركي أنا لما اشتقيت هذه أنا عندي جذر e to the power 2x. إما مباشرة بنلغي ال 2 مع الجذر بطلع ex ومشتقتها راح تطلع ex، هذا واحد. أو إذا اشتقيتها بتطلع 2e to the power 2x over 2 radical e to the power 2x. ال 2 راحت مع ال 2. عندي نفس ما داخل الجذر، يعني نفس ما داخل الجذر، يعني عندي e to the power 2x كل to the power 1، وعندي هنا e to the power 2x all to the power half. صح ولا لا؟ هذا شو يساوي لي؟ e to the power 2x over e to the power x. شو بنعمل للاكسبوننت؟ بنطرحه e to the power 2x minus x 1x بهذا الشكل. يعني هي عبارة عن الأسس، يعني ما يعني نتعامل معها وتطلع الأمور، يعني جربها بالورقة والقلم تطلع معك. يعني من النظر ما تقعد تحل من النظر، ما راح تزبط معك، لازم تمسك ورقة وقلم. أوكي يا تركي؟ في بعض الأمور يعني ممكن الطالب لازم يجرب بإيده بالقلم أفضل. يعني وضحت الآن يا تركي؟ إن شاء الله وضحت. أوكي طيب another example. Look at this. This is very easy. Find the differentiation. This is in one line. No need this one. No need. We can solve it or find the derivative by one line. Look at this. G prime of x equal, firstly we have the power, put it the power 3, the same brackets, new power equal what? 2. Now we need to find the derivative inside the brackets. What's the derivative? E to the power negative 2x. E to the power negative 2x. Find the derivative of e to the power find the derivative of minus 2x negative 2 with the same exponent. Minus, what's the derivative of 2x? This is equal to, just in one line. Okay. Any question? This is properties of what? Of exponential function e to the power kx. We have the y-intercept 0, 1. Also, this is above x-axis. Above x-axis, when we draw the exponential function, all the curve above x-axis. We don't have any curve exponential function under x-axis. If we have p to the power kx or e to the power kx, so all the curve above x-axis. Also, this is asymptotic. Okay. X-axis, this is asymptotic. Asymptotic means when go to the negative infinity in the x-axis, we have a 0, or go to the infinity of the x-axis, we have also the 0. The curve approximate to the 0, okay, or nearest to the 0 and nearest or close with x-axis. Always we have increase or decrease. Increase and concave up in each cases, okay, we have decrease or increase, but in each cases we have concave up, okay, we don't have concave down. Increase if we have the b, okay, or the k here, el b equal e, so e 2.5 greater than 1, so we have increase, yes, if k positive. But if we have k negative, so we have decrease. For example, if we have e to the power x or 2x, this is increase. If we have the k negative, for example, -1, so we have increase. Okay, this is increase e to the power x, this is e to the power -x. Okay, decrease. Look at this. What's the relation between the logarithm function and exponential function? Look at this exponential function, y equal e to the power x. The inverse of the y, we have logarithm. So the y equal ln lx. Okay, the inverse of the exponential function, we have ln lx. Look at this 2.01, so we have 1 0 inverse, so swap between x and y coordinate. If we have point in the y, for example AB, in the inverse of y, this is become BA, okay? So look at this, we have the point 01 on the e to the power x, so 1 0 in the ln of x, okay? Any point here, any point AB in the lane, this is equal BA, okay, BA. Now we have some properties for exponential and for ln. For example, if we have y equal exponential function e to the power x, and we have y equal ln x, at x equal 0, y equal 1, y equal e to the power 0 equal 1, but ln is 0, this is undefined, ln is 0 undefined, okay. If x equal 1, y equal e to the power 1, so this is e. But if substitute 1 inside the ln, we have 0. Y equal ln L1, this is equal 0. Also, here y must be greater than, or always y is greater than 0, and the x we can put it any value of x, okay. But in the lane, x must be greater than 0. We cannot substitute inside the lane and inside the lane equal negative. So we can conclude ln x must be x greater than 0. So if we have, for example, ln -2, this is undefined. Ln -2, this is undefined, okay. opposite. This is inverse, not opposite. Opposite other mean in mathematics. Yeah, so opposite. This is not. We have opposite. Opposite. This is another mean. This is inverse. Okay. Len inverse of the E. E inverse of the len. Okay, not opposite. Okay. الأس واحد، ليش اعتبرناها صفر؟ وين هون يا دعاء؟ طيب هون وين اللي هون؟ وين بالضبط آخر شيء؟ لأن كيف خلينا الآن أجاوبك يا سارة. خلينا أول شيء. طيب هون الأس واحد، ليش اعتبرناها صفر ما قبل الأخير؟ لا طيب يعني كيف أنا ما اعتبرتها صفر يا دعاء؟ تقولين عني أقاويل أنا ما قلتها. إي قوة واحد إيكوال إي، يعني زي كأني حكيت 2 قوة واحد إيكوال 2. شو المشكلة؟ أنا ما حكيت صفر، ما جبت زيادة الصفر. لو كان في عندي 2 قوة صفر حكيت واحد، أما 2 قوة واحد أي عدد قوة واحد بيطلع نفس العدد. صح ولا لا يا دعاء؟ أنا ما اعتبرت اللي قدامها صار صفر. لا هون في فرق. لين يعني قيمة اللين نفس قيمة الإي؟ مو نفس القيمة، انفرس لبعض. يعني قصدي كالتالي. أنا لما عوضت هنا الإكس كانت واحد، شو النتيجة؟ صفر. تمام؟ الآن تمام. الآن هذا قيمة ما إلها دخل باللي قبليها، يعني أنت لا تقارن الثنتين سوا. هذه إلها قيمة وهذه لها قيمة. يعني إي قوة واحد، الآن نتفق إي قوة واحد شو تساوي لي؟ إي هي نفسها. صح ولا لا؟ انتهينا. الآن ممكن سؤالك يقول لي ليش لأن الواحد صفر؟ زي سؤال سارة، هذا إشي ثاني، موضوع ثاني. صح ولا لا؟ أوكي أنا ما فهمت عليكم. طيب لأن الواحد ليش صفر؟ ممكن تأجلوا لي إياها للسلايد اللي بعده، بس السلايد اللي بعده هذا الجواب راح أجاوب، اللي هو بيكون إحدى الخصائص. يعني إحدى الخصائص راح يجاوبكم الآن. أوكي. أو شو العلاقة ما بين الإي واللين؟ هذا اللي كنت راح أشرحه الآن وراح تكتشفوا الإجابة الآن. شو علاقة الإكسبوننشال، أو كيف نحول الإكسبوننشال للوغاريتم، أو كيف نحول من لوغاريتم لإكسبوننشال. طيب الآن فقط أحط سلايد أبيض، والآن راح يعني already يتجاوب على سؤالكم. نيجي الآن what's the relation between the exponential function and logarithmic function. Exponential function e to the power x, this is equal y, for example. Okay, so we have base, this is the base, this is the exponent, and this is the result. Okay, now if we need convert this exponential to logarithm, in logarithm we have x, for example, equal or like this. In general this is a and this is b, like this. In logarithm we have a equal logarithm to base e, and inside the logarithm equal b. Okay, this is the relation between exponential and the base. So this is the base of logarithm, and this is exponent. Exponent for what? Exponent for the base, and this is the inside of a logarithm. Okay, example about this in numbers. If we have, for example, rather than a, we already know 8 equal 2 to the power 3. Okay, so now we can convert this one as logarithm expression. This is exponential expression. We have 8 equal 2 to the power 3. If we need to convert this one to logarithm expression, this is equal what? The exponent 3 equal logarithm with base 2, and inside the logarithm equal what? 8. So logarithm 8 with base 2 we have 3. Okay, logarithm 8 to base 2 equal what? Equal 3. So look at this. 2 to the power 3, 2 to the power 3 must be equal inside the logarithm. Okay, 2 to the power 3 must be equal inside the logarithm. So, example, if we have logarithm in base 5 and this is equal to or 2 and this is 5. Okay, 2 to the power 5 equal what inside the logarithm? So we must put it what? What's the number inside the logarithm? What's the number inside the logarithm? 10. 2 to the power 5. 2 to the power 5, not multiply. Yes. 32. Not multiply. 32. Yes. 2 to the power 5. 32. 2 to the power 5. Okay. Now, if we have logarithm, for example, 81, and we have base 3. What's the value of logarithm 81 to base 3? 3 to the power what? Equal 81. 3 to the power what? Equal 81. 3 to the power 4. Good, sir. So we must put it 4. So logarithm 81 to base 3 equal 4. Now, this is the logarithm. What's the sorry, I need also slide, empty slide. Now, the len. Len means el base equal e. So if we have logarithm with base e, okay, inside the logarithm a, this equal what? Or can be denoted by what? By len a. So len, this is logarithm with base e. Len, this is logarithm with base e. Okay, we use in the logarithm, we use in many applications, we use the number or the base e. So this is simple to write in mathematics. Convert len logarithm e to len, just for simplify. Okay, so the len, this is logarithm with base le. Also, if we have logarithm a with base 10, in mathematics we can put it as log la. Don't write the base. This is just in case the logarithm with base 10. Okay, so we have to simplify two cases. If we have logarithm with base 10, put it log. If we have logarithm with base e, put it len. Otherwise, we must write the base. We must write the base. Okay, so the len logarithm e equal len. Now, why len e equal len 1, sorry, len 1 equal 0? Because look at any logarithm with any base equal this one, sorry, equal 0, because b to the power 0 equal what? Equal 1. So if we replace this one to e, so we have len l1. Len l1 means logarithm to base e. Logarithm to base e. Okay, so this is equal what? 0, because e to the power 0 equal what? 1. Also, if we have any logarithm a with base a, this is equal 1. Why? Because a to the power 1 equal what? A. A to the power 1 equal a. So len e equal what? 1, because len, this is logarithm with base e. E to the power 1 equal e. Okay, any question now? Any question? Now we have some properties. I put it as summary in the slide. Wait, I put it this properties. The summarize of this properties, we can conclude len le equal 1, because this is logarithm e to base e, so e to the power 1 equal e, and len l1 equal 0, because e to the power 0 equal what? 1. Okay, now also we have sometimes we have e to the power len lx. If we have e to the power len lx, we can simplify this one. E remove the len, so we have x. E remove the len and we have x. Okay, for example, just for example, e to the power len l5. This is directly, we can remove e with len, so we have 5. Okay, also e to the power len x square, so we can remove e with len, we have x square. Like this. Okay, another properties, if we have number outside the len, we can put it as exponent inside the len. So if we have A multiplied by ln Lx, we can put it in A as exponent of what? Of the x. So we have ln x to the power La. Ln Lx to the power A. Okay. Example. This is very important properties. For example, if we have 3 ln Lx, this means we can rewrite this one by ln x to the power 3. Okay. Also, if we have ln and x to the power -5, we can put it -5 in exponent outside the ln. So we can put it -5 ln Lx also, like this. Okay. So also if we have, for example, e to the power 2 ln Lx, this is can be removed e with the ln directly? No, we cannot remove e with ln directly. Why? Because we have ln multiplied by 2. So how can solve it? How can remove e with ln? We must firstly put it 2 inside the ln. Okay, firstly put it 2 inside Walid, ممتاز. So we have e to the power ln Lx square. E to the power ln Lx square. Now we can remove e with ln. So we have e with ln, so we have x square. Okay. This is example how can apply the second and third and fourth properties. Okay. e to the power ln ال1 equal ln ال1 without I يا وليد. اوكي. ln اللي هي ln. اوكي. ln without I. Now other properties. What's the value of ln Lex? What's the value of ln Lex? What's the value? This is equal what? This is equal قريب x. طيب another answer قريب بتحكي x. في عنا اشي ثاني equal what? x لن الاي. x لن الاي. دعاء. سارة لن الستار. شو لن الستار هاي يا سارة؟ بانا e to the power x. طيب سارة ما فهمت. x لن الاي. دعاء نفس سارة. طيب ياسمين واحد. غيره. في اقتراحات ثانية؟ e to the power x موجودة. ريما يعني في خيار e to the power x. I write h so I correct it. okay. ممكن يكون صفر. ما بعرف ليش صفر، بس ما بعرف ليش أعطيتوني 5 أجوبة. غيره. طيب لحظة. الآن طبعا الجوابين الصحيحات اللي هو أول جوابين هذا وهذا، والجواب الأول هذا اللي هو مختصر وجاهز. اي اكس لا، واحد لا، والزيرو طبعا لا. الزيرو متى بيكون في عندي؟ لين الواحد، لين الواحد زيرو بدون الاي، خلاص لين الواحد، او اي تو ذا باور صفر، لانه اي تو ذا باور صفر تعطيني واحد، فلين الواحد زيرو. الواحد بيكون لين الاي، مثل ما احنا حكينا هي اول خاصية، لين الاي كم؟ واحد. فاللي اعطاني هذا الخيار اللي هو الثاني لين الاي ما هي واحد، ما في داعي نكتبها، يعني زي كأنه بنضرب اكس في واحد، خلاص يعني اكس راح تبقى اكس، فهذا الخيار هو الصحيح. اما اي تو ذا باور اكس يعني طب ليش شلنا اللين هيك فجأة وخلينا اي تو ذا باور اكس؟ ما بصير. اوكي، اذا شو الصح؟ الصح انه اكس. ليه؟ لانه بكل بساطة الاكس هذه ممكن نطلعها، فشو بصير عندي؟ اكس لين الاي. طب ولين الاي؟ هي اول خيار، هيها لين الاي. لين الاي شو تساوي لي؟ واحد، اذا هي اكس. اوكي، اذا بامكاني ايضا الغي اللين مع الاي. we can remove اللين with e. for example if we have len e to the power 5x, we can remove the e with len, so we have 5x. if we have len e to the power x plus 1, we can remove the len with e, so we have x plus 1. If we have, for example, 5e to the power 5 len ex, for example, and we need to simplify, we can put it the 5 as exponent, so we have len e to the power 5x, because e to the power x to the power 5, we have two exponents multiplied together, 5 multiply x, 5x. So now we remove an e with len, so we have 5x. We cannot remove directly e with len, cannot, because we have 5. If we have len multiplied by any number, we cannot remove the len with e directly. We must the len with coefficient 1. Okay. any question؟ دكتور ليش احذف الاي واللين؟ لا، simplify فقط، simplify يعني في بعض الاحيان نحتاجها to solve some exponential equation. اوكي، الان اقول لك ليش. اوكي، لا هو اتوقع تركي كان يعني سؤاله ليش انا احذف، ليش اعمل simplify، اتوقع هيك السؤال. شو الهدف اني احذف اللين مع الاي او احذف الاي مع اللين؟ اتوقع هيك سؤال. خلينا نجاوبه مباشرة في مثال. قبل ما اخوض بهذا المثال حاب اجاوبه. خلينا احط سلايد. مثال لو قال لي solve the following. equation. اوكي، number 1 مثلا لو سألنا ممكن نسأل كالتالي e to the power 2x اوكي minus 5 equal for example 8, and we need to find, solve. What's the meaning solve the equation? We need to find the value of x. okay, So how can find the value of x here? How can find the value of x? Firstly, put it e to the power x in the left hand side, any number in the right hand side. So we have 13. Okay. Now, x in exponent. How can solve it? So we need to put it the x multiplied by another terms. So take the length for both sides. Good sir. Take the length for both sides. If we take the length for e to the power 2x and take the length for 13, now we can remove ln with e. We can remove this ln with e. So we have 2x ln 13 ممتاز قريب by divide by 2. So we have x equal what? Ln is 13 over 2. This is the value of x. Okay. Now, another example to take the e for both sides. Number 2, if we have the equation with the ln, for example, ln x plus 1 equal 5. What's the value of the x? Or solve this equation. Now, the solution equal ln x plus 1 equal 5. Take the e for both sides. We need to remove the ln. We need to remove the e in the first example, take the ln. If we need to remove the ln, take the e for both sides. So we have e to the power ln of x plus 1 equal e to the power 5. Okay. Now, we can remove e with ln. So we have x plus 1 equal e to the power 5. So the value of x equal what? E to the power 5. And move the plus 1 to right hand side, we have negative 1. So this is the value of x. Okay, Turkey. So we need to take the e for the equation, have the ln to remove the ln. We need to take the ln for both sides in exponential equation if we have e or any number to remove the base. Okay. Look at this, simplify. Here we need to simplify. Now, doing simplify, we have e with ln, or e to the power ln minus 2 ln x. We need to simplify this one. Firstly, convert this one to two terms multiplied together. So we have e to the power ln L3 multiplied by e to the power minus 2 ln Lx, like this. Okay. Now, we can remove e with ln, so we have a 3 multiply, but cannot remove e with ln in the second term because we have ln multiplied by minus 2. So put it the negative 2 inside the ln. So we have e to the power ln x to the power minus 2. Now we can remove e with ln. So we have 3 multiplied by x to the power minus 2. like this. Or we can put it as 3 over x squared. Okay. Look at this equation. In this equation we have exponential e to the power x, and we need to solve it. What's the meaning solve it? Solve it and need to find the value of x. Look at this. We have e here and here. So we can multiply together and addition the exponential. Okay? 2 exponential. Firstly, we have e to the power 2x, and the second we have 2 minus 3x. This is equal 4. Multiply e with e, so we have e to the power 2x plus 2 minus 3x. This is equal what? 4. After simplify, we have 2 minus x. This is equal 4. Now, to remove the e and put it the x on the line or on the as not exponent, we must take what? Take the len for both sides. So we have good len e to the power 2 minus x equal len 4. Now remove e with len, so we have 2 negative x equal len 4. Now we have x equal 2 minus len 4. This is the value of what? Of the x. Okay? Any question? طب يصير تعطينا أمثلة على اللوغاريتم. ما شفت هذا السؤال. طيب بالنسبة لللوغاريتم راح أعطي أسئلة أكثر لما نتعمق باللوغاريتم نفسه، يعني راح أعطي أسئلة إن شاء الله. خلينا أول شيء نتعمق باللين بعدين اللوغاريتم، لأنه اللوغاريتم إنه يعني خلينا نرفعه الإي ما بتلغي اللوغاريتم. يعني حتى ألغي اللوغاريتم، مثلا لوغاريتم على سبيل المثال مثال سريع، لوغاريتم مثلا الإكس to base 2 equal 5. هنا ما باخذ الاي للطرفين. اوكي، هنا اخذ ال2 للطرفين، هو حسب البيس. If we have len, take the e for both sides. If we have logarithm, this is depend on the base. This is depend on the base. If the base 2, so take 2 for both sides. 2 to the power 5, like this. So now we can remove ال2 with log 2 because e remove log e. Okay, e remove log e. Log e, this is the len. Okay, so 2 remove log 2. So we have x equal 2 to the power 5. This is equal 32. Okay, so the properties. A remove log B to base A. This is equal B. Remove A with log A. Okay. أتمنى أن نكون جاوبتك، ما بعرف يا دعاء. طيب بانا بتقول دكتور طلع معاي الحل minus 2 لن 2 بلس 2. صحيح، برضو صحيح. ليه؟ لأنه لن الفور ما هذه لن الفور we can put it as 4 put it as 2 to the power 2. So 2 we can put it outside the len. So we have 2 len 2. So the 2 len 2 this is equal len 4 also. Okay بنا. اوكي يا بنا انت عندك الماينس 2 لن 2 this is equal minus لن 4. طيب لا قريب انتبهي هي حاطه الماينس 2 لن 2 بلس 2 هي صحيح حكيها. انا اللي انا حطيت البوزيتيف في البدايه يعني عاده بالرياضيات in mathematics put the positive minus. هي حطتها فقط العكس هي حطت يعني زي minus لن 4 plus 2 this is the same. اوكي واضح يا قريب يعني هي حاطتها صح. any question؟ طيب هنا 5 ln 2x so this is 2x inside the ln equal 8. Now we can take the e for both sides directly. No. Why? Because the ln multiply by 5. Okay, so must be remove the 5. So divide by both sides by 5. We can divide the both sides by 5. So we have ln 2x equal 5. 8 over 5 like this. 8 over 5 we can put it as 1.6 also. 1.6 5 over 5 not 1.6 yes 1.6 good. Now we can take the e for both sides. So take the e for the ln 2x and take the e for 1.6. Now we can remove the e with ln, so we have 2x equal e to the power 1.6 by divide by 2. So we have x equal e to the power 1.6 over what? Over 2. This is the final answer. Any question? Look, this common logarithm. This is logarithm with base what? With base 10. So logarithm with base 10, this called common logarithm, and we can remove it 10. So this is, we can put it as log. Log means logarithm with base 10. Okay. Now, how can verify this is correct? By 10 to the power 2 equal what? 100. 10 to the power 3 equal 1000. 10 to the power 4 equal 10,000. Okay. Any question دكتور دقيقة ارجع. اوكي نرجع. Finish Sarah. Take the screenshot. Okay. Now, also we can apply the application. How can find the maximum, minimum for the function with exponential function. Okay, like this. We have function have e to the power x, and we need to find the maximum and minimum point. To find the maximum or minimum point, we must find the critical point. So f prime of the x equal what? Minus 1 equals 0. But look at this, we have two terms, x minus 1 square and ex. So this is apply the product rules. Okay, Firstly, I need to change the position of the graph. Wait. We can solve it without see the graph. Okay. Look at this. X minus 1 all to the power 2, the derivative equal to x minus 1 to the power 1 multiplied by 1 multiplied by the second e to the power x plus the first x minus 1 square multiplied by the derivative of ex. This is equal what? 0. We can take ex as common factor. Also, we can take x minus 1 as common factor. So we have, in the first term, take this one and this one. So we have 2. In the second term, take x minus, e to the power x and 1 of x minus 1. So we have x minus 1. This is equal what? This is equal 0. E to the power x equals 0. X minus 1 equals 0. Or this one, x plus 1 equal 0. This is impossible equal 0. Any e to the power x or b to the power x, this is not equal 0. Okay, we mentioned that before slide. Now we have x equal 1 and x equal negative 1. We can put it the real line of f prime, and we need to find the sign of f prime. We can substitute f prime at minus 2. We can substitute at 0. Also, we can substitute at 2, x equal 2. Just to find the sign of f prime in the 3 region. دكتور آخر قوس في 2 لازم يساوي سالب 2 يعني اوكي شيء ما ماشي. طيب minus 2 substitute in f prime, so we have e to the power minus 2 positive. أنا بعوض هنا وهنا وهنا. اوكي. Minus 2 minus 1 negative, and substitute minus 2 plus 1 negative, so this is positive. This is positive. Put it or substitute 1 e to the power was substitute 0 e to the power 0 positive, 0 minus 1 negative, and 0 plus 1 positive. So we have negative. Substitute 2, we have positive, positive, and positive. This is positive. So increase, decrease, increase. From this direction, we can conclude f of x has local maximum at what? Local maximum at the point negative 1 and f in negative 1. Also, we can conclude f of x has local minimum at 1 and f in 1. This equal f in negative 1. F in negative 1 equal negative 1 and negative 1, negative 1, negative 2, square 4. So we have minus 1 plus 4 e to the power negative 1, like this. Okay. F in 1, we have 0, so we have 1, negative 1 directly. Look at this. At negative 1, we have maximum point. At 1, we have minimum point. Okay, this is from a graph, but we can find the maximum point and minimum point without a graph also. Okay. Any question؟ نرجع لها. كيف طلع الإي رقم بالنهاية؟ سارة. طب ما هي الإي رقم يا سارة، الإي رقم، هي 2 الإي، عوضنا الإي رقم قوة إكس، نحن بنعوض بإكس، فإذا مثلا كانت إي قوة -2 هذا رقم، يعني كأنه بنحكي 2.7، ما هذه شو هي؟ عبارة عن 2.7 إلى آخره، all to the power -2، هذا راح يطلع بوزيتيف، دائما بوزيتيف. e to the power أي عدد، سواء العدد الاكسبوننت بوزيتيف نيجاتيف، so e to the power any number equal positive. اوكي، دائما e to the power x greater than 0. اوكي، any x we can substitute، you can substitute any x. طيب قسمنا بالطرفين. وليد ما فهمت شو سؤالك. دكتور آخر قوس في 2 لازم يساوي اوكي. دكتور من وين جبت البلاس 2 بالخطوة الثانية؟ البلاس 2 من وين جبناها؟ أنهي البلاس 2 هذه؟ هذه لما أخذت كومن فاكتور، هذا شو متبقي؟ الاثنين. لما أخذت كومن فاكتور e to the power x و x minus 1 مش سكوير، أخذنا x minus 1 to the power 1، فشو ظل عندي؟ x minus 1. أوكي، هذا للي. أوكي يا تركي، من وين أجت التو من المتبقي من الحد الأول، هذا الفيرست تيرم وهذا السكند تيرم، لما أخذنا ال e to the power x وأخذنا ال x minus 1. أتمنى تكون واضحة. كيف جت بالخطوة الثالثة x plus 1؟ x plus 1 اللي هي اختصار لهذه، لأنه عندي 2 minus 1 باقي 1 plus x. أوكي. طيب مو المفروض تكون مضروبة في القوس؟ كيف مضروبة يا تركي؟ هذا أخذ عامل مشترك، أخذنا أي مضروبة، يعني إحنا لما نأخذ مثلا 2x تربيع زائد 5x نأخذ x عامل مشترك، شو متبقي؟ أخذنا من x سكوير، أخذنا x، شو متبقي؟ 2 بلس، أخذنا الx كاملة، شو متبقي؟ 5، مش هيك بنحكي؟ عفوا 2x، صح؟ مظبوط. طيب كيف بتعوض في الإي؟ دعاء خليكي معي، ركزي معي. مثلا كيف أعوض؟ بعوض عادي، يعني مثلا عندي اف الاكس ايكوال اي قوة مثلا على سبيل المثال 2x تمام زائد 5x، وقلنا بدنا نعوض اف ال1، مش بنعوض e to the power 2 في 1 زائد 5 في 1. شو الجواب؟ e سكوير بلس 5، هذا عدد، مش من هيك بنعوض؟ لو كانت صفر مثلا، بدنا الصفر، شو بصير؟ زيرو، وهنا زيرو، فشو بصير؟ اي قوة 0 1 بلس 5 في 0 0، شو بيطلع الجواب؟ مثلا 1. بهذا الشكل بنعوض يا دعاء، بنعوض محل اكس بالقيمة وتطلع. نعم، ناخذ الإشارة بناء عليها. أنا ما وضحت إنه أنا ما بتهمني القيمة قدر الإشارة، أنا بهمني الإشارة. يعني لو عوضنا الماينس 2 أنا بهمني e to the power minus 2، هذا موجب ولا سالب؟ هذا رقم بالنهاية، لكن موجب ولا سالب؟ موجب، أخذته إنه موجب، وهكذا. تمام. تربيع الحد الثاني وين راح؟ راح مشوار يا تركي. تربيع الحد الثاني. أخذنا إكس أنت قصدك هنا على هذه الخطوة تربيع إكس ماينس 1 تربيع. أخذنا واحد عامل مشترك لأنه أخذناه من الطرفين من الحد الأول والثاني. أخذنا إكس ماينس 1 ونزلنا إكس ماينس 1 الثاني في القوس الثاني. أوكي، يعني مثلا أنت لما تأخذ على سبيل قبل شوي كتبت تربيع زائد 5 إكس. أنا في عندي هون تربيع، هل بأخذها كلها؟ لا، أنا بأخذ إكس، شو متبقي؟ واحد منها والخمسة. ليه؟ لأنه أنا أخذت إكس فقط، بأخذ إكس من هون وإكس من هون. صح يا تركي؟ على العموم هون يعني خلينا نحكي بجزء ممكن تلاقوا أكثر تفصيل بتلاقوه هنا يعني بالخطوات الحل. مها طيب أول شيء إلى هنا إن شاء الله يعني نتوقف. المحاضرة القادمة نكمل، بس خليني أشوف هذا بعدين أجاوب كم. لحظة أشوف السلايد اللي بعده. طيب in the next lecture إن شاء الله we will start with the properties of logarithm and how can find the derivative of logarithm. Okay, we stop now by this today. طيب هنا الآن نجاوبك مها. دكتور الآن فينا نحل الواجب كله بس نخلص هذا الشابتر. المحاضرة القادمة بإمكانكم تحلوا الواجب. تمام؟ لسه ما تعلمتوا كيف تشتقوا اللوغاريتم، وفي بعض خلينا نحكي قوانين اللوغاريتم، وفي أيضا عندي التطبيقات على اللوغاريتم في المشتقة. وأيضا عندنا المحاضرة القادمة إن شاء الله بنخلص المواضيع هذه. وفي عندي الابليكيشن دي grow and decay. كثير من أسئلة الواجب بهذه المحاضرة يعني يعني مثلا خليني لحظة أفتح الواجب. نعم في يعني مثلا تقريبا السؤال الثاني يعني مش السؤال الثاني يعني خصوصا بي يعتمد على هذه المحاضرة. السؤال الثاني بي. السؤال الثالث بي بيعتمد على المحاضرة القادمة اللي راح تيجي. question 4 no. question 5 please mute your mic. question وين وصلنا؟ question 5 no. question 6 consider an open rectangle no. question 7 okay, depend on this lecture. question 8 إن شاء الله next lecture. question 8 discover it إن شاء الله in next lecture. empty slide. The rules, we have two rules to derivative the len x and len g(x). For example, for the first rule, if we have f of x equal just len of x. Len of x, the derivative equal, first derivative equal 1 over x direct, 1 over x. So the derivative of len x equal 1 over x and x must be not equal 0. The second rule, if we have inside len function, inside the len we have function g of x, for example g of x. So the first derivative, this is general derivative for any len. Firstly, we must find the derivative of g over g, like this. So the derivative of len, very easy. Just find the derivative inside the len over inside the len. Okay. Also len x, what's the derivative of x? 1. So put it 1 over x. This is inside the len. Okay. Now example for these laws. Example, find the f prime of x. The first exercise, f of x equal len of what? Of x square plus 1. Number 2, f of x equal radical 3 minus len lx. So if we need to find the derivative of len directly, we look inside the len. We have x square plus 1. So what's the derivative of x square to x? Plus 1, 0, because 1 constant, over the inside the len x square plus 1. This is the first derivative of f of x. Now, if we have len inside the radical power of the e, you can find the derivative as the rules we already studied, and you can use, if find the derivative of len, use the laws in above slide. So we have the rule to derivative of radical. So what's the derivative of radical? The derivative of radical equal the derivative inside the roots over 2 multiply the same root, 3 minus len x. In numerator, we need to find the derivative inside the roots. The derivative of 3, 0. The derivative of negative len x, this equal negative 1 over x. We can put it the denominator of numerator in denominator, so we have 2x radical 3 minus len x. Okay, with negative. Any question? Any question? Number 3. If you have f of x equal len x square minus e minus x inside the len, all to the power, for example, 4. Now the solution, we apply the rules of brackets to the power n, and when we need to derivative the inside the brackets, we have the len, so using the rules, the derivative of the len. Now f prime of x equal, firstly put it for the power, write the same inside the len, new power 3. Now we need to find the derivative inside the brackets. The derivative inside the brackets, we have ln, so this is fraction. The fraction have numerators. This is derivative inside the ln, so we have 2x plus e to the power minus x over the same inside the ln, x square minus e to the power minus x. Any question? So this one, the derivative inside the ln. Okay. ليش موجب e to the power؟ لأنه what's the derivative of e to the power minus x? What's the derivative e to the power minus x يا تركي؟ هي نفسها e minus x and derivative of the power. What's the derivative of minus x? Minus 1. Okay, so we have minus e minus x. And before the derivative of this e to the power minus 1, we have negative also. Negative, negative. So we have positive. Okay. ليش على كسر دعاء؟ لسه ما انتقلنا يعني على ثاني دعاء. القانون احنا طبقنا القانون. The derivative of ظاهر دخلت متأخر دعاء. هي شو ال derivative of ln؟ كسر. The derivative of ln g equal g prime over g. اوكي. لا من اول. وين اول؟ استنى نشوف. next فهمت عليك. اوكي تمام. اوكي خلاص. طيب any question? Now look at this. This is we can find the differentiation. The differentiation means the derivative. If we have, for example, this is f of x, this is we can find the derivative of f of x in one line. No need more. Okay. Look at this. F prime of x equal what? We have the power. Put it the power in front of brackets. We have ln e to the power 2x plus 1. New power equal what? Equal 1. Now we need to find the derivative of what? Of the ln. Inside the brackets we have ln. What's the derivative of the ln? The derivative inside the ln 2e 2x plus 1 plus 1 0, because the derivative of 1 0 over e 2x plus 1, the same inside the, because the derivative of ln of g, ln gx, derivative of g over g, so derivative inside the ln over inside the ln. Okay, any question? Just this the derivative. Any question? In one line, no need these steps. The function we have f of x, this is equal, I think, so we have f of x equal what? Ln at x plus 1 over x. This is the function. Relative extreme point for x greater than 0 must be x greater than 0. Yes, sure, because x inside the ln must be positive only, not equal 0, not negative. Find the coordinate of the points and the maximum point. If we need to find the maximum or minimum, firstly we need to find the critical. How can find the critical? How can find the critical? اللين هي يعني جي، لا اللين لين، هذه اللين، بس ممكن احنا نحط جي يعني function. شو ما كان هذا الفانكشن، هذا inside the len. إذا بدنا نشتقها بتصير g prime over g. Okay, now f prime equals 0. To find the critical, f prime equals 0. Now we need to find f prime. F prime equal here, this is the quotient. This is the quotient. So if you need to find the derivative, we apply the quotient. The denominator square, this is the function. The first derivative of numerator, the derivative of numerator 1 over x multiplied by denominator x minus ln x plus 1 multiplied by the derivative of denominator 1. All of these equal what? Equal 0. When simplify this one, we have x, remove x with x, so we have 1 minus ln x minus 1 over x square equal 0. Okay, so any fraction equals 0, so we have the denominators equal 0. Okay, because this is, for example, over 1. When cross product, so we can remove 1 with negative 1, so we have minus ln x equal what? 0. What's the value of x? What's the value of x inside the ln? So the ln equals 0. By divide by negative 1, so we have ln x equal 0. What's the value of x that substitute in ln x? This is equal 0. What's the value of x? What's the value of ln 1? Ln 1 equal what? 0. So must be x equal what? Equal 1, because ln 1 equals 0. Okay, so we have only one critical value. We check this is maximum or minimum. How can check? Substitute, for example, take half, cannot substitute 0 or 1 because x must be greater than 0, and take 2. Okay, when take a half, because stop at 0 for to infinity, no problem, but we start with 0. Take a half, if we substitute here or here, substitute the half, you found this is positive. Substitute 2, you can find the f prime negative. So we have maximum, the function, then f of x local maximum at x equal what? Equal 1, and the value 1 and f1. What's the value of f1? Substitute 1, ln 1 0, plus 1 1 over 1 1, so we have 1 and 1. Okay, this is the maximum value. Any question? تركي بيسأل ليش بالبداية x على 1؟ قصدك x على 1 ولا 1 على x، اللي هو الديريفاتيف اوف لن الاكس بلس 1. شو الديريفاتيف اوف لن الاكس بلس 1؟ شو الديريفاتيف لا البسط يا تركي؟ اول قانون كتبته بالمحاضرة، الديريفاتيف اوف لن الاكس 1 على x. derivative of ln of 1 0. صح ولا لا يا تركي؟ اوكي. طيب السؤال الثاني، المشتقة الأولى يكون قيمة x من المشتقة الأولى. أكيد قيمة الكريتيكال هذه نوجد الكريتيكال. طيب نعوضها في المعادلة الأصلية آخر شيء لأن الواحد. نعم احنا لما نسأل if we ask the maximum for what? for f of x not for f prime. f prime this is tools. f prime يعني اعتبرها أدوات بتساعدنا عشان to find the critical at the critical point we have the maximum or minimum for what? for which function? for f of x. So if we need to find the maximum value or minimum value for what? for f of x, so substitute in f of x. But f prime just to find the critical and the sign around the critical. This is f prime only. This is the tools to check where is maximum, where is minimum, but maximum, minimum for what? for f of x. So the final solution, the maximum value, we must substitute in f of x. Okay, يا دعاء. طيب this is we found the x and check the critical point by the second derivative. This is equal -1, so we have maximum at what point? 1 and 1. Now this is very important rules, okay? And in the final or TMA you must use this tool to find the derivative. Okay, differentiation, logarithmic function, or using logarithm function. This is, we must use these tools. What's the first tools? Look at this. If we have inside the, if we have inside the len, we have product of two function or two brackets or two variable like x and y. We can distribute the len on x and on y, but put it addition between them. This is if we have a product. If we have division, we can distribute the len on the numerator and denominator, but put it the subtract between them. Okay, for example, if you have len e to the power x multiplied by x plus 1 square. Now this is the product. We have a product inside the len between ex and the brackets x plus 1 square. So we can put it len e to the power x plus len al x plus 1 all square, like this. Also, if we have a three variable, for example, x square multiplied by y multiplied by z to the power 3, this equal what? Len for the first plus len the second plus len the third. Okay, so we can distribute the len in case what? If we have product inside the len. Also, if we have, for example, len and numerators x square minus 2 over denominators, for example, x plus 7, we can distribute this len on numerator. So we have len x square minus 2 minus len denominators x plus 7, like this. Okay, now if we have also the power for brackets, for variable, we can put it outside the len. Also, if we have outside the len any number, we can put it inside the len, like this. Okay, example for this, if we have len x to the power 3, this equal 3 len lx. If we have len x minus 5 square, we can put it to len lx minus 5, like this. So we have power, we can put it outside the len and multiply by the len. Okay. Also, look at this. Len 1 over x. Len 1 over x, this is len x to the power negative 1. When raise the x in from denominator to numerators, the power converts from positive to negative. So we have negative len lx. After what? After putting the power outside the len. Okay. Now, here we can put it this one also. We can put it x outside the len. So we have x len nil e. And put it 2 outside the len. So we have 2 len lx plus 1. Like this. Also, in the second one, we can put it 2 len lx plus len ly plus 3 len z. Like this. Okay. Any question? How can use this one to find the derivative for complicated function? Look at this. Wait. Example. If we have f of x equal len x square multiplied by 3x minus 1 to the power 4 over 5x square minus x all to the power 3. All of these inside the len. And we need to find the f prime. It's difficult to find the first derivative of this function, because what's the derivative of len? If we have len of g, the derivative of len Lg must be find the g prime over g. So how can find the g prime? G prime, we have a product in numerator. In denominator, we must apply the product rules, the quotient rules, the bracket all to the power. We have many laws we need to apply to find the g prime inside the len. Okay, so how can find the derivative? By another way, but more simplified or more simple. Look, we use the properties of logarithm. Now, f of x, we can distribute the len on numerator and denominators. If we have, for example, len x multiplied by y over z multiplied by w, we can distribute the len on numerator, len plus len ly, but when distribute the len in denominators, put it negative len z, negative len w. Okay. When distribute the len on numerator and denominators, any terms or product in numerators, this is plus ln plus ln plus ln. But the ln, when distribute the ln in denominators, put it negative ln, negative ln, negative ln. Okay, because this is firstly put it ln x product y minus ln as zw when distribute the ln on numerator and denominators. After that, put it ln x plus ln y and minus ln z minus ln w. Okay? Now, how can distribute the ln in this function? We have ln x square plus ln 3x minus 1 to the power 4 minus ln 5x square minus x to the power 3. So the f prime equal, firstly, after distribute, put it the power outside the ln. 2 ln x plus 4 ln 3x minus 1 minus 3 ln 5x square minus x, like this. Okay, so firstly distribute the ln. The second, any power inside the ln, put it as product of the ln outside the ln. Now we can find the derivative directly. So we have 2 over x, because we have to multiply. What's the derivative of ln x? 1 over x plus 4 multiply by, what's the derivative of ln 3x minus 1? This is 3 over 3x minus 1, because the derivative of ln equal the derivative inside the ln over inside the ln, minus 3 multiplied by, what's the derivative of ln 5x square minus x? 10x minus 1 over 5x square minus x, like this. Now, for more simplify, equal 2 over x plus 12 over 3x minus 1 minus 30x plus we can put it negative, so we have 3, this is the positive, minus 3 over 5x square minus x, like this. Okay, this is after simplify. It's more easy to find the direct of the derivative of inside the ln over inside the ln from this one inside the ln. This is more difficult to find the derivative, but when use the rules of logarithm, we have easy derivative. We have many terms, okay, but easy to find the derivative for each term. Okay, y minus 3 minus 3 هذه 3 طلعناها هنا وفي عندي negative, because this is in denominators, so distribute the ln but put it negative ln, not positive ln. Okay, Sarah. Okay, this is 3 multiplied by 10 and multiplied by 1. Okay, this is negative, this is subtract, so we have 3, only 3. 3 multiply 10, 30. 3 multiply negative 1, negative 3. Okay, no, don't have negative 3. If you put it negative 3, so put it positive, negative, positive, like this. Okay, because you multiply, we have negative, but multiply 3 with 10x minus 1. So we have over something. This is subtract, okay? Fine. Another example, because this is very important. Example, f of x equal len e to the power 5x radical 3x 7x square minus x over x to the power 3 3x minus 6 all to the power 4, and we need to find f prime. The solution. Now first distribute the len, so f of x equal what? Len for what? For e to the power 5x multiply by plus len 3x all to the power half, because radical this is equal half to the power half, plus len 7x square minus x to the power 1 minus, we go to the distribute the len in denominator, so put it negative len minus len minus len minus len x to the power 3 minus len 3x minus 6 to the power 4. Now we put it the power outside the len, so we can remove e with the len with e, so we have 5x here plus 1 over 2 len 3x plus, we don't have power 1, still 1, okay. Here we have 3, put it outside the len. We have 4, put it outside the len, 3x minus 6, like this. Now, after distribute and put it the exponent outside the len, we can find the derivative. What's the derivative of 5x? 5. What's the derivative of len 3x? 3 over x over 3x, sorry, like this, plus what's the derivative of len 7x square minus x? This is 14x minus 1 over 7x square minus x minus 3 multiplied by the derivative of len x 1 over x minus 4, the derivative of 3x minus 6, this is 3 over 3x minus 6. Okay, now after simplify, f prime equal 5 plus, we can remove 3 with 3, so we have 1 over 2x plus 14x minus 1 over 7x square minus x. Also here we have 3 over x minus 12 over 3x minus 6. This is the derivative of f of x. Okay, Sarah, Victor, plus len in the end. ليش plus? Why plus? Distribute the len in denominators, negative, negative. Okay. The brackets in denominator, so put it negative len. Any terms or product in the denominators, when distribute the len, put it negative len. Any terms in numerators, when distribute the len, put it بلس بلس. اوكي يا سارة. يعني مثال مثل ما قلنا x multiply y over z multiply w. How can distribute this one? ln x plus ln y minus ln z minus ln w. اوكي ان شاء الله اكون جاوبت. ما هي لازم تكون مضروبة، ما هي لو مش مضروبة يا سارة ما بصير نوزع احنا اللين على الجمع، ما بتوزع على الجمع. ما هي مضروبة، لازم مضروبة. هي إذا مش مضروبة ما بصير أوزع. يعني لو كان في عندي حالة جمع وطرح ما بقدر أوزع اللين، ممنوع أوزع اللين. يا سارة أنت بس انتبهي علي، خذي هذه x multiply by y over z في w. كيف توزعيها هذه؟ شو بتصير؟ How can distribute the ln؟ هذه فعليا بنوزعها لن النومينيتورز x multiply y minus لن الدومينيتورز لن الزد في w. لما نوزع اللن على البسط والمقام، صح ولا لا؟ طيب الآن بإمكاني we can distribute the ln on product. So we have ln x plus ln y. In product put it plus. Okay. Now minus ln z plus ln w, but this is inside the brackets because this is the negative for the ln z multiply w. The negative when distribute here, negative ln for all of these. When distribute the ln x to the power 3 plus ln the brackets 3x minus 6 to the power 4, but we have negative outside, must be multiplied in the denominators. Okay, so after multiply negative for the z and w, we have negative negative.